You read the title right. Players are being banned for using mods in Helldivers 2. You have probably seen these floating around, from Star Wars mods to just funny mods in general, like the Buzz Lightyear reskin. I mean, that was pretty funny. I mean, that's in the game at the moment for a mod. You can get a mod for that, literally. And yes, they may seem funny to install and play, but doing so could lead you to actually being banned. If you're new around here, my name is Shane, and if you're just as mad about Helldivers 2 as I am, or just gaming in general, you are in the right place. Grab yourself some liberty, like I have here, and let's get into the video. I just wanted to warn you guys basically to just be very careful in using mods in Helldivers 2 right now. I mean, modding is a big thing with PC anyway, especially since most games on Steam actually have Steam Workshop, as well as games allowing external mods from Nexus, for example. Who would have thought mods on Helldivers 2 could get you banned? I did kind of say that sarcastically because mods aren't actually a thing officially on Helldivers 2 at the moment. Now, someone did actually ask about the mods and if you could get banned for using them. Cammy says, I've been seeing so much of this Star Wars mod for Helldivers 2, and I'm not only a huge fan of your game, but also Star Wars. If someone used those mods to play alone or with friends, would they be at risk of a ban? Genuinely curious on how it works. The developer then actually responded with this. Yes, they would be at risk of a ban if anti-cheat detects it as tampering. Literally everybody who seems to submit a message, he seems to respond to, so I don't know how he does it, but he literally gets back to literally everyone about everything. It's just insane. That's why I actually love the Helldivers 2 community developers, because, you know, they're just so committed to their players. Now, I do think Arrowhead should give modders some leeway. I mean, it will draw so many people into the game. I've really wanted, like, so badly to play these mods on Helldivers 2, but I don't want to get banned. I mean, you know, no more democracy. If I get banned, you know, no more democracy. So, yeah, it'd be over and done with for me. So, is it really worth it? I don't know. I'm waiting to see what other people's experiences are using the mods, and if they get banned, then maybe later down the line I may install them and give them a go, because, like, you know, I love Star Wars, I love Helldivers 2, and yeah, great match. The article did go on to read, perhaps a crossover is not off the cards, but the director did mention that he will not allow any form of collaboration, especially if it deviates from or contradicts the game's fantasy. Now, I do remember some time ago reading that the developers of Helldivers 2 were open to crossovers, which I think is absolutely amazing thing, really. At least we know we're getting additional content that could perhaps cross over to our favourite games and other franchises, such as maybe Warhammer. Warhammer would be a great crossover. Mass Effect, maybe. I don't know about Mass Effect, but Mass Effect could be a good potential crossover, or maybe even Terminator. I mean, Terminator would be an amazing crossover. That would be absolutely sick to see in this game. But of course, the developers want the game to stay relevant to what it is at its core, you know, so it can't just be anything random. But, you know, Warhammer, Mass Effect and Terminator could be good crossovers, but that's just my opinion. I mean, I don't know really any other games that could be a great crossover other than maybe Warhammer, but they said it would have to sit in the Helldivers 2 universe. I mean, Star Wars, I don't know if that would be a good crossover for Helldivers 2. I mean, they're completely different. Literally, they are completely different games, completely different. So I don't really see that entering the game, like, ever really. But yeah, Warhammer would be a great idea for a crossover for that game. I mean, at least they're not adding anything like, you know, into Fortnite. There's going to be no collaborations with Fortnite, so that's a plus. Helldivers 2 developers, Arrowhead Studios, aren't going woke. You know, they're not going woke whatsoever. They're not going down a Call of Duty line or the Fortnite line. So that's what I love about them. So at least they're sticking to their audience and what their audience wants at its core, you know. So referring back to what the developer said about it, you could possibly get banned. I actually think it's more likely you will get banned. So just watch out is all I'm saying. You don't need all your hard work, you know, for democracy to go to waste, do you? So yeah, just be careful. I mean, this video is a warning to you just to be very careful using mods in Helldivers 2 on PC. What do you think? Should mods be implemented? And have you used any? How's your luck been? I really want to know. It may convince me to try them. So yeah, tell me in the comments, because I do really want to play the Star Wars mods, but or should I say install them? I'm just kind of like on the edge of should I do it? Shouldn't I do it? But is this really a bad thing? I don't think so. I think allowing mods into the game, even if it's just for PC, will make the game even better, and even maybe bring more players to the game. That's just my view, because as of now, Helldivers 2 is all over the place. The player count is dropping due to many reasons, such as the Sony controversy, weapon balances, spawn patrols and more. But mods, I thought, would be actually a great idea and bring a lot of people back into the game, and maybe even boost the player count and bring new players into the game, you know? Who does not want to play as a clone, fighting the droids on different planets, Helldivers 2 style? Hordes of different enemies from Star Wars. I mean, I'd pay for that if someone said, do you want this? I literally would pay for that. I don't think you'd be able to see EA or Ubisoft being able to make anything close to this. If they did, they'd have my money, but I don't see it happening really anytime soon, or pretty much ever, really. But that's why there's mods. Mods exist for this purpose, to bring fantasies to life, and developers should be encouraging modders to just do that. I mean, I only got Pavlov VR and Contractors VR for literally Call of Duty Zombies and the Star Wars mods. And because of that, it's opened me up to both of their base games in general. So if that never existed, I would have not even probably bothered about buying Contractors or even Pavlov VR. So is mods for Helldivers 2 a bad thing? I don't think so. In their current state with the player base and content, I think this is a golden opportunity to actually get some new people onto the game. Because let's face it, the player count is dropping. I mean, you just look at the Steam charts. Look at the Steam charts. That's obviously for many reasons, as obviously just listed. But yeah, at the end of the day, I just think mods will just boost the player count in general. I mean, look at that, 88,450 players on the Steam charts. That's just crazy because there's so many more, and I mean so many more obviously 3 months ago. I mean, look, 458,709 players. I mean, look how much it's dropped off since then. As I obviously stated, it's for many reasons, mainly obviously the Sony controversy, people not being able to access the game, so all the countries that have obviously been delisted from Steam to be able to play this game, that's a big number of people who's probably been cut off from being able to play the game, you know, so that's probably affecting this a lot as well. And at the same time, with everything with the weapon balances and just a game being all over the place at the moment, you can understand why the player count has literally dropped off so much. So the question is, will mods hurt the game? No. If anything, it will boost the player count and get more people playing Helldivers 2. That's just crazy to me though, 458,000 players and now 88,000 players. That's just mad. That is mental. I mean, just think about the amount of players it would draw into the game. People who like Star Wars, they may not even think about playing Helldivers 2, but then they see this, boom, you've acquired more players, and they may even get into the actual game in general, you know, the base game. There's endless ideas here. I mean, the developers could take away some ideas of modders as well, what they put into the game. Like if modders were to make their own stratagems, maps, or missions in general, developers could actually roll some of these ideas into the base game. I mean, it's a win-win for both parties, the modders and the devs, you know, getting extra ideas. At the moment though, the mods in the game are just basically reskins for enemies and players, so it's nothing really huge like that. But if they did add the availability where modders could obviously make their own stratagems, maps and missions, like obviously on Steam Workshop, then that could bring some amazing ideas to Helldivers 2, which could potentially help the developers. There was actually a test server apparently being added into the game at some point, so that's a start. It's not obviously mods, but at least it's a start. I think the test server is just basically testing out new stratagems coming to the games, new vehicles, and just basically all the future content for Helldivers 2. I mean, I know it's not mods, but you know, it's still something. But yeah, modders bring amazing things into games, honestly, so I think it's an amazing idea really, and they shouldn't just like shift it to one side and forget about it. Imagine a Terminator mod. I mean, Terminator in Helldivers 2, I'd love to see that. I'm a big fan of Terminator and I'm a big fan of Helldivers 2. Yeah, so that's just a win-win for me. I think that would be better than a Star Wars mod in general, even though there's more people who would love to see a Star Wars mod over Terminator. I just think the whole idea of Terminator would suit Helldivers 2 so much more. I mean, you know, the automatons. Yeah, the automatons kind of makes sense. That would be an awesome crossover if you ask me. Terminator meets Helldivers 2. Maybe in time Helldivers 2 will actually allow this, maybe even for console as a joint thing. Modding, I mean. If you have not seen the mods though, okay, we're talking about mods at the moment, so obviously you obviously heard of the mods if you clicked on this video, but if you have not seen the mods, just watch this. Don't they look so fun to play? Imagine the amount of fun you'd be having on Helldivers 2 with mods, just changing the map designs, maybe skins, elements of the game that can make it feel completely new. Again, I'd love to see Terminator. Honestly, I'd love to see a Terminator mod in this game. There's a lot of people asking as well at the same time questions about mods on Steam. At the moment, like this guy, he says, can I get a ban? I want to install the Halo MC Armor mod, but I don't know if I can get a ban because this is a online game. And then Darren Dalton responds with, read through the terms of use before you're licensed to access the game. Pretty sure it said absolutely not. But it's there, anyone can read it. And he's pretty much obviously adds a link in, so you can obviously read all the legal stuff. And I mean, none of us like reading legal stuff, really, do we? Not really. So, yeah. But at least it's there anyway. And from what I've read, a lot of people haven't really been banned using the mods. I mean, that's just a proportion of people I've seen online on Reddit and YouTube, and people saying that they haven't obviously been banned. But there could be a possibility of quite a lot of people also being banned. I've just not obviously seen anywhere. He makes a good point though, because at the end of the day, they pretty much say no in the terms and conditions. So would do it on your own terms really. I'd be careful what type of mod you install though, personally. If it's just like messing with the config files, you know, and reskinning obviously the characters through Nexus maybe, I think you'd probably be okay. One thing I will say though is a lot of these mods are just hella funny. I mean, Thomas the Tank Engine, like, come on, look at that. I mean, it's so funny. I mean, I don't think I'd be putting that into the game personally for my Helldivers 2 experience, but it is funny. I mean, that'd be so funny to play with your friends. But Star Wars mods, that's what people are looking into mainly, is the Star Wars mods. Everyone's searching for Star Wars mods. That's what people want, is the Star Wars mods. But again, Terminator, I'd love to see Terminator. You don't see Terminator much, you know, in games, like mods for games and stuff. You see Star Wars this, Star Wars that, but you don't really see Terminator. And I think Terminator would be an awesome thing. Imagine Terminator in Helldivers 2, that'd just be amazing. So the mods for Star Wars actually includes a reskin of the characters, and the enemies are also reskinned to look like droidicas, battle droids, and pretty much just enemies from Star Wars in general. What's funny is when you see the automatons, the ones with the right shields, they're actually droidicas with right shields. It's so funny. I mean, I don't think I'd want to see a droidica with a right shield really, because as you know, droidicas are absolutely bloody a pain in the ass to kill in Star Wars Battlefront 2. And I mean, if that actually was a real thing, man, that'd be just insane. Droidicas. So this is from obviously Bombastic. If you don't know them, they're pretty cool YouTubers. I mean, I've watched them quite a lot in the past, but I mean, this Star Wars mod looks insane. Like the clone troopers, the droidicas, the droids. I was actually talking to my friend some time ago about actually having a mod for Star Wars for this game, and it's like 2 months ago. And now, like 3 months later, there we go, we've got it. I mean, it looks so sick, man. It looks so sick. This mod's obviously absolutely insane. There's droids, there's tank reskins, and even like ship reskins. I mean, this mod has it all. This guy come up with it so quickly. This mod is available on Nexus to actually install right now. I do really want to install it like myself, but I don't want to get banned. I mean, you know, all that progress to get banned, yeah, I don't know yet. Maybe I'm going to hold off a little bit and see other people's experiences, if they've got banned or if they haven't, and then maybe decide at some point, maybe in the future, if I want to actually try the Star Wars mod or not. I mean, this mod though, it looks so insane. It looks like you can get Commander Cody and also Captain Rex. I think that's what it is, Cody and Captain Rex from the Clone Wars. But yeah, I mean, it just looks so insane. I mean, I literally spoke to my friend about this 3 months ago, about Star Wars mod, yeah. And we was like absolutely hyped for it, and even like spoke about Terminator. And then literally just 3 months later, boom, here we go, we got it. I mean, it's just amazing, man. Yeah, it just goes to show how one person could just make something that everybody wants, like, just in a split second. I mean, I don't know how long it took him to make it, but he's done it. So it's so amazing. I mean, just look at those guys, man, with the chainsaws. I mean, I actually hate them in game. They're so annoying, but bloody hell, look at them. They look so freaky. I think they look more freaky, like, as the droids from the Clone Wars than actually what's in Helldivers 2. Bloody hell, man. That's so sick. See what I mean? They even have the ships, literally everything is just reskinned to be Star Wars. It's so amazing. That's absolutely insane, man. That's absolutely insane. I mean, look at those droidicas, man. Look at those droidicas. What the hell? Droidicas. Man, could you imagine if, like, Ubisoft EA actually came out with a game like this, and Helldivers 2 weren't a thing, and they came out of a game like this, like Star Wars orientated? I mean, people would love that, honestly. If EA or Ubisoft come out of a game like this, like Helldivers 2, but for Star Wars, people would fall in love. Like a live service Star Wars game, you know, inspired by Helldivers 2, people would love it. I mean, that would probably get so much, like, attention. Even though it can be quite repetitive, you know, it's Star Wars, people like Star Wars. I think a Star Wars game like this would go down really well. I've been debating it myself recently, like, do I want to get banned? Maybe. To play a Star Wars mod? Maybe, just maybe. Do it. Anyway, guys, I just did this to inform you about possibly getting banned by using these mods, so be careful. Drop a comment and tell me if you have been banned. I really want to know, because it may convince me, obviously, to install it. So yeah, drop a comment and let me know. Thanks for watching, Helldivers. I hope you finished your Liberty, because I did by the end of this video. I finished my Liberty. Otherwise, if you didn't, I'll report you to Super Earth, okay? You don't think I will? I will. I'll report you to Super Earth, okay? So go and finish your Liberty, right? Go and finish your Liberty.